more and more painfully clear the closer I get to 30.
Well, that's why it's just like, you know, and no, I was just gonna say, it's like, it just, I know it sucks to hear that shit out loud.
It's definitely not the worst.
No, but it's just, you know.
It's I think of like okay, 20, I'll be 20. That you're getting close to 30, you need to have a plan or some shit.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. It's just like.
And the way things have typically worked out, for whatever reason, the last fucking second, or in this case, 28, 29.
Spyro!
It's just I was gonna say it's a gamble, but it's not really a gamble. It's more like things tend to happen at the last possible second for me for some reason. In high school, I almost did graduate until the last month or two. And then I hit that shit weird. For the license, now from my end, it took a long time, but for you guys, apparently everybody else, it's like you got your license in a very short period of time. It's like, but mentally, that felt like 10.
I got mine at 19, but yeah.
I think it took like 3 months of just going to everything. But I had a different mindset at that time, but which was amazing because it's just like one thing after another happened.
But yeah, no, you know, I didn't feel bad at all telling the dude, you need to fucking get your shit together. Because I mean, you do. Like you don't have a plan. You're not going to school. You're not, you know, you're not doing anything with your life of any real substance. And
Like all I can say right now is I have an idea of where I want to go. It's just how the fuck am I gonna get there?
right,
Versus no clue, no idea where I want to go.
and having some sort of plan, anything,
It's better.
is better than just sitting at your dad's house working at Walmart all the time now.
And for me, I think this is just where I'm at right now. I have two possible options. No, technically three. One is go out to college for computer science degree. There's only like 50,000 in that account, and once that's gone, it's extreme. Even though 5,000 will be in there every 3 months, that shit can be wiped away.
Oh yeah.
And I remember spending for like 2 semesters, and I barely do that. That $10,000 could have been put for something else more useful. But luckily, I think if I went back now because of the license shit, I could probably smash through that shit. Which is a good thing to finally say. The second option would be the Prime Digital Academy that's down in Minneapolis. And it's a programming boot camp where you learn full stack engineering, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, web stuff. But the problem is you have to tackle that like it's your full-time job. Maybe even more so. And you can't have any other distractions. So if you are living in an environment that's toxic, it's not going to work.
Are you trying to call me a distraction, sir?
Nope. Not at all. Just that my home environment is not necessarily good for learning.
Oh, hell no.
Like I debated on like just taking a laptop into the internet, going to a parking lot and doing stuff there versus
Right. Having, you know, Tweedledee and Tweedledum fucking chattering your ear out.
They're inspiring almost. It comes to me slow going. Well, it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's like
Just fucking break up already. I don't know how many times I've told that to my mom. Just fucking break up already. You two aren't happy together anymore. Just fucking break up already.
I think the worst was that my father says he listens, but he doesn't listen to anybody. And he's probably the most stubbornest person in my entire life. And eventually, at that point, you just have to let go and do other things. I think the third option was find a job in retail, but I swore I would never do that.
Nah, you don't gotta go back to retail.
You can get a job in manufacturing.
Maybe.
Yeah, fucking join us, man. It's literally the easiest job in the world. You literally place a part on a rack, put it in a machine, and just does the work for you. You just have to maintain a specific amount of parts per day.
And normally 3.
Yeah, it's not completely out of reach as far as being able to do it, but it's just, yeah. No, it's just getting Kevin to understand that he essentially is in no place to be in a fucking serious relationship, and he needs to get.
In many ways, it's kind of like you want to be gateable, but you have to have your life
Right.
to go for that. Like you might be the best programmer around, but if you don't have the mean, like, or a better one. Back in my early 20s, I tried to be in a death metal band. I could play drums, kind of, but what I lacked money and a license and a car
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of other things. And I kept wondering what I was saying. Whether you're being a game developer or a musician or whatever it is that you're doing, you got to have your other life or other aspects of your life built up to figure out.
Right.
And that's something I couldn't understand until I was 20. And it sucked.
Yeah, it really did suck. Being lonely and having somebody tell you that you need to get your life together and all that shit. Like, having somebody tell that to you is like the worst, dude, because it's like, well, ouch, but I'm so glad someone told me it, because it's just, oh, wow.
Essentially, like, it should be like, a woman doesn't like somebody who's still living at home. I kept trying to figure out, like, what is wrong with me. Apparently, that's the number one issue. I'm not out on my own. Which is really weird because all my other qualities are in place, but it's because I live at home. I don't have a job.
Yeah, when I was on dating websites, I stayed away from guys that lived at home, didn't have a job, didn't have a car, and basically had no goals. Because I'm like...
So it literally is a checklist.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those things where I was living at home because I had moved back home to take care of my mom. And I'm like... I wanted to get out of my situation, so I was looking for somebody to date. So hopefully if it worked out, we could move in so I could get out. But I didn't want a person that was basically the same, if not worse situation, because it's just like, well then, it's going to take too long for that checklist to fill in.
It's funny how...
Because, I had a job, I had a car, I had all the stuff I needed. I was just stuck in a bad situation.
I find it really funny, and you can call it superficial or not, but a woman's standard, it's like a checklist, and for a guy's standard, it's are you good or not.
That was definitely not my standard.
But it's just, I didn't want to move in and take care of another person. I've already been doing that.
So essentially you want somebody who's either at your standards or who's just a little bit higher.
Right. I want somebody that was going to be a partner, not somebody I'd have to babysit.
Be on the lookout for attack
I could have just got myself pregnant and done that on my own before that.
Roscoe.
Frogs? And this
I
used to
found
be such a
Roscoe.
nice swamp.
Alright, let's see.
My number one factor. And unfortunately, it's probably... It's not what I feared most, but it's one of the things where it's like... I have a lot of the qualities, but because I live at home and because I don't have a job, society thinks I'm a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, you're not, but you can't really have a relationship or anything like that with someone who doesn't have their own shit together,
I mean, this year is kind of an exception.
Right.
But even still, it's like, fuck. But I think it'll eventually work itself out.
Well, yeah. Well, that and you have shit to offer. Like, that's what the other thing is like, it's not just you're not just resting on being a nice guy as the only thing you got going for you. You have qualities, you have goals, you have ideas, you know, you've got shit going on.
Oh, did you hear that
Yes.
D'Angelo's getting a Switch from his father?
How?
He bought him one, and he paid $380 for a regular Switch. Doesn't have a game to it, doesn't have any extra shit, that's just what he paid for it. I looked at Curly and I'm like, he's a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
He
Well,
spent $100 more than he needed to.
he spent $100 more than he needed to on a system that
Is for a 7-year-old who's broken 2 DSs already in his lifetime.
right.
I
And
looked at Curly and I'm like, he's gonna break that fucking thing.
yeah. Like, well, the other thing that sucks is fucking, you know, it just means his dad could have been paying for him this entire time.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And doesn't.
Child support, but he spent $400 on it.
Yeah, his dad, this is my cousin's son we're talking about. His dad, since the day he was born, hasn't lifted a finger or paid a cent towards his son.
Well,
Since they've been.
$20
Well, that's the thing is the court only ordered him to pay $25 a month because he wasn't working, and child support is entirely dependent on how much income you make. Yeah, he only had to pay $25 a month, and when he was confronted with that, he goes, well, you know, I give her $50 a month. They only asked me to give her 25, and I'm like, you're raising a child, not a cat. Like, children are way more expensive than $50 fucking a month. Like, you are not giving nearly enough money to a mother who's raising your child. Like, you need to understand you are not giving enough money. It's high. Yeah, it's crazy high how much. Oh,
if you do a health insurance, then all of the checks and the medication, the clothes, if you got everything.
Everything.
I still find it hard to believe that. It's probably close, but it's not.
It's gotta, you know, really pretty close, but yeah, no, either way, it's just being confronted with, you know, you're not giving enough money for, well, give them more than they ask you to. I'm like, they ask you to give you that because you're not fucking working, not because that's how much they think you owe. Yeah, it's like, you know, you're an absolute jackass of a person. You're not a man. Yeah, that.
Still don't.
He paid attention to her.
No, ever since you mentioned the whole issue with living at home, now I'm kind of thinking back to when my friend Paul moved out of his house at like 21, or when my uncle left out on his own at 19. And being jealous, not the fact that they were living on their own, but that they were receiving. And it's like, the harder I tried, the more I fell behind. In fact, it feels like ever since, I don't know, somewhere in that, it's just been like, my peers have done this. And that gap has only gotten wider over time, but I've closed it somewhat, but again, it's this constant gap. And that's one of the worst feelings ever. The second one was no girlfriend, not getting laid, but that's been kind of thrown out the door at this point. And I swear, every time I get a Skype call with Paul, I'm constantly reminded of the difference in living situation and the difference in job situation and just where his position is at versus mine. It's like, oh my god. I think, and I'm thinking back to my 9-16 class. So let's see how Paul, not my brother,
I don't know. I think it's your brother, Nick.
All three of them had pretty good jobs, although they took different paths, but again, it's like that same thing. Like I feel behind.
Yeah.
Well, it's taken a while, but it's slowly starting to kind of speed up. Man, that time really sucked. Like, damn. All I want to do is play video games and play Death. Why the fuck does life keep shoving my ass down a corridor? Or a hole?
Because it wants to.
Because it likes shoving things in asses.
Lord knows I do.
That's deeply disturbing.
No, it's nice to like get some out or some feedback on it. Like in Kevin's case where he asked you like, why can't I find a wife or why can't I find a girl? Whatever. You tell him the reality of it versus.
Well, it's just he's looking for too much too soon. Getting him to understand that he's looking for too much too soon it's a tall order, man.
Whenever I talked again, this is one of those nights where I was. It's when the loneliness depression gets to you that you don't really show people that much. I kept telling that. What the hell do I don't have that anybody else, any guy who's ever had a girlfriend? Like I have this. Like, what's the one thing that you don't have? And of course, it's not my own place.
Right.
That's the answer. It's like when you told me like get your license, and that would always kill me on the inside. It's like, damn it, fear.
Yeah. No, trust me. I know all about. God damn it. Why am I getting in my own way here? Because, yeah, that's exactly what I did every single time. Somebody would tell me, this is what you need to do to fucking fix your shit. All I could think is, why are you being so mean to me? Why can't it just be as simple as, I want it to be, instead of how simple it is.
I almost kind of hate people consider I feel like without at an early age, that would also come with its fair share of problems.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's not simple. And I get why a lot of people stay with their parents as long as they do, because it's fucking hard to live by yourself. Because it's expensive, man. So, like, I get when people are like, not wanting to move out of their parents' house yet. It's like, no, I get why you don't want to, but the reality is all that does is show, any potential women that you're gonna date that you can't get your own shit together. So how the fuck are they supposed to expect you to get your shit together with them? Especially if they themselves are trying to get their shit together. It's like if you got two people who ain't got their shit together getting together, you're just gonna have two people that are spinning wheels instead of two people getting their shit together. And just by getting your shit together, I mean, just having a plan, not even enacting said plan or having it completed, just having an idea of what you want to do with yourself. Besides, just be the nice guy that girls don't want to talk to. Because I've heard him say before the whole fucking, they don't want you unless you're attractive or, have a nice body or da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm fatter than all fucking. I found a wife, so I don't know what the hell you're getting at, sir.
That's the mantra that is all throughout the community. Every single YouTube video that is on that topic will tell you the exact same thing on that. And then the guys are like, well, here's what you need to do. This, and this. And if you don't have any one of those in place, like you need all, like it's like say if there was like 5 requirements, you need all 5. It can't just be 4, not 3, not 2. It needs to be all 5. Then you can go.
Right.
And the ones who have 2 or 3, it's like, well, why can't it just be 3? You need more.
Because it can be 3. That's the parameter. It has to be 5.
It's like the requirements of getting into a class. Like you need to have a minimum of a C grade. If you're below that, you can't do well because you're not going to be ready for that higher stuff.
Right.
Which I didn't mind in high school and college, but I really wish somebody would have given me like, here's a checklist you need in order to achieve whatever it is that you want. Unfortunately, nobody gave me that advice. And unfortunately, they kept telling me, get your shit together. What does that even mean?
Right.
And that's the worst part. Nobody told me. Rather, I never heard a explanation of any of these big things.
Well, that's why it's like, especially for in my instance, it's like I didn't know what necessarily I needed to do to get my shit together either, but I came to find out that it meant that I needed to get my own place. I needed to get some sort of level of transportation, whether it be bus or car. Like I needed to be able to get myself around.
Transportation was one of my biggest issues for such a long period of time. For my mother, she didn't get her license until she was damn near 30.
Damn.
And I can instantly say that after 10 plus years of fighting transportation lines, and then when you finally get that license and car taken care of, it's like if the license can happen, anything else. It's just because the battle lead up to it. But in general, it's like you need to have some a car or some kind of vehicle. You need to have a license. You need to have some kind of whatever it is. You need to have develop some hobbies or just make yourself an interesting person.
Right.
You need social skills up the ass.
Right.
X, Y, Z. Like, all these have to be filled in order for you to have any chance in the game.
Right.
And that was one of the toughest things to accept because at 20 years old, unless you moved out, you don't have anything. And we got it.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't either. But yeah, no, it's definitely like it's a whole mixture of things that fucking Kevin does, and it's just kind of like, well, unless you fucking change that part of your, like, cause it's like the reality is you can't expect, to just not have to change yourself and you'll get something. Like, it just isn't how it works,
The biggest transformation that I had, not necessarily after is approach your fear, whatever it is. Learn to embrace failure, and it's something that people have a really weird relationship with that. So it's no different. Like if you're in the gym and trying to get stronger, you can't get.
You should probably know none of this actually happened. Oh, that actually happened.
And I was trying to thank God that's where that went, because I was afraid you were going to ask to do butt stuff.
No, I already know where you stand on butt stuff. I'm not asking for that.
Like if we're gonna talk about that.
But I'm just... I didn't know where you were going to go with that, but you never talks me that much. Because that's normally me.
Mm-hmm.
And normally when I do that, it's my way of asking for lottery tickets, so I didn't see it coming.
I know the lottery tickets is something I'll never do. Not because I don't think I'll win, but because it's kind of useless.
How dare you?
The money you spend on lottery tickets goes towards the Department of Transportation to fix our roads. That is not useless, sir.
Okay, fair enough.
Although,
But your chances of
I'm loving the offense you took to the statement you made, though.
it's set up for you to lose. But even if I only win back like $5-10, I'm still having fun. I don't think I'll ever win big on it, but it does support the state of Minnesota, and that's what matters to me.
Don't they already get their money through taxing?
Not through transportation.
They do get some, but this isn't filtered through tax. It goes directly to them.
No, that's technically what the middle class is. It's earning income is always tax, and those taxes go to the government, which therefore they do stuff with. But who knows if they're actually like...
They're not. You piece of shit.
See, I would have thought through this pandemic when they shut everything down that 35W would have gotten fixed because there was less people driving on it. But no.
Honey, you have too high of expectations.
Well, I must say it was kind of nice not having to drive with other idiots on the road for a while. Because, you know, the non-essential employees drive like fucking idiots.
Well, people in general just drive like fucking idiots.
Like,
You piece
we only
of
have to drive
shit.
5 minutes to work again, so it's fine.
I will say one of the best books that I've ever anyways, look it up. Something I never really knew about. Like, I watched a few videos on this topic, and it was kind of interesting because it's not taught in school. Although some of his methods are questionable, some of the
You're questionable.
some of the things that he teaches are a little weird, but for the most part, it's like, ooh, so that's why they're rich. So that's what happens. So that's how what money actually is.
And the thing that bothers me about this finance thing is, you know, regular people got trillions of dollars. People like Kanye got, you know, $3 million.
How do you get it? Gotcha.
You're passive income.
Yeah, there was another person.
I don't know what the
remember
fuck that
who it
means,
was,
but you're passive
but
income.
They got shit ton of money too, and I'm like, we got our money, and we had to jump through hoops to get ours.
This is the weird thing, and I've seen a lot of topics on it, or a lot of is that the reason why, for better or for worse, a lot of people who are people in middle class don't have a lot of assets. I know I'm lucky that we have at least one. Yeah, it's one asset. And it's that check that comes in either every 3 months or it's not super consistent, but it comes in at certain points of the year. And if it wasn't for that, we did.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just curious what our taxes are going to look like.
Why?
Well, because when Trump changed everything, we had to pay in. We paid in every year since he changed the tax laws.
Yeah,
And
my father likes to go on about the tax cut that, or whatever law that he changed.
And, you know, they did the thing where it's like, oh, you're getting more money back on your check. Yeah, all you did was stop putting as much money into Medicare. So now the old people have to take a big cut from their check. And then I'm like, okay, so I'm getting a little bit more money back on my check, but now I owe more in at the end of the year. Why don't you just put it back to the way it was? I liked getting my money back.
I think the problem, and I've only heard this from a few different sources, Medicare and Medicaid are at risk of going bankrupt.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, because we're not putting enough money in and there's too much being taken out.
And Trump kept saying that he was going to get rid of it because it's not needed. And he keeps calling the money that I can't remember right now, the Medicare, is calling it some sort
Welfare?
of payment instead of, you know, what you're supposed to have. They're calling it a benefit instead of what it really is, so they can tax it there. Like, but it's money that people have already paid in. Why tax it again?
Because they want their money.
The whole financial situation around both is very.
But I'm tired of people saying, oh, you know, old people are just taking this money from people. I'm like, no, it's the money they've already paid in. You can't keep them away from money they've paid in. And, you know, poor people like me and Dennis, we don't have a 401k. Well, I do, I just don't have
I've
access
often
to it.
had discussions at certain points of the year about my 401k. And keep in mind, he and I we are very radically different views on this. 401ks are not, whenever they were invented, like the 50s, sometime when they were invented, they weren't meant for humans living past 70 years. And anytime those 401ks have gotten filled, what happened in the 2008 recession? Where did they get their funds from?
Stock market.
Yeah, I know.
They just sucked them dry.
Well, the funny thing about my 401k that I have no access to, that I thought I closed, didn't go down, but it doesn't go up. Because I have no stock options on it anymore because I thought I closed it. So it has $1,300 in it, and it has for the last 15 years. But I closed it. I keep getting statements on it. And when I call to talk to them, I can't get access to it because I don't remember my PIN. My last name has changed, my address has changed, and my job has changed. So I can't get into it. Just like when I was out with COVID, I tried applying for unemployment benefits. I couldn't get in. Do you want to know why? They wanted my father's middle name. My father doesn't have a middle name. He has an initial. And names must be a minimum of 3 letters.
Wow.
So, I put in G, because that's his middle initial. Said it was wrong. Told me I had 2 more attempts. I typed in G. That's my second attempt. I'm like, okay, so maybe they knew what it was supposed to be, so I typed in Gerard. That was my 3rd attempt. I am now locked out of unemployment for the rest of my life until I call in and talk to a person, but you can only call on certain days between certain hours because of the pandemic.
You know, 3 times and it's locked for life.
Until you call
and talk
in.
to them. But it's not like it'll unlock in a week. I have to talk to them and get a new PIN number. But here's my question. Who set up my security questions and answers? I've never claimed unemployment. So when it popped up, I seriously thought I was asking for my mom's middle name. Because that would make sense. Because she has one. Yeah. I literally looked at Dennis, I'm like, I have a fever and I can barely fucking move. The room is spinning and the computer is yelling at me because I don't know my dad's middle name because he doesn't fucking have one.
There's his situation.
Mm-hmm. But then again, my job ended up paying because I had proof that I had tested positive, so that was nice. It just wouldn't have been as bad if, you know, I had been home with him the weeks before that, because, yeah, literally getting a paycheck for $80 really fucking hurts. When you have
I can
bills and
imagine.
rent and food and prescriptions and...
Especially the time of the year.
But hey, it's not like I could go anywhere and spend money anyway.
Do you hear what Auntie Ruthie asked me?
Oh.
So did all that stuff I sent you help you out at all?
Yeah. Did you see what happened when she came over to tell me that she was glad that I was feeling better? She nearly made out with me. I think she's going blind. Because her mouth got right here and she turned and I'm like, eh.
No.
No, I'm good, buddy.
No, I don't want it. I don't like it. But yeah. Oh, she came up to me. So did all that stuff help you out? And I'm like, well, no, because technically we were able to go back to work in enough time to pay our rent.
Yeah, well, that would make too much for all the programs anyway.
Well, that too. But it's just like, no, we were able to, go back to work in time to pay our rent, so we didn't, need that. Well, okay, well, I tried. I'm like, yeah, I know, and I appreciate it. It's like, it's just, but, we weren't in a position where we could, actually benefit from those, so unfortunately, no. No. You kill nothing.
Well, apparently that is true.
I will say one of the most annoying pressures that I is this pressure to get your life started, but it's not like an internal pressure. It's like people around you start, like I'm sure you guys started notice, or you guys noticed this when you were,
No.
or rather, let me rephrase it. Did you guys notice that back when you were in your mid-20s or late 20s that people kept asking you when you're going to get your life together, or
either when are you going to get your life together, or we get it now, or when are you going to have kids? And I'm like, fuck, I'm trying.
Yeah, because my only worth is if I, spit out a fucking child for you all,
Oh, somebody said that to me once, and I looked him dead in the eye, and I go, I can't have kids, but thanks for reminding me.
I love you. I love you. You don't have your life together. You don't have a girlfriend. You don't have a job. You plan together. I know my grandfather openly joked around with me. When you get to give me some grandbabies, it's hilarious.
Mm.
Oh,
And it's
you
like,
look at him and go, when I grow up, vagina?
and it's like, what is with all this social pressure all of a sudden?
Right.
Is it strictly because I'm getting older, or because this wasn't around back in my teens?
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely because you're,
And
older now.
It's insane on how much society all of a sudden starts to care now. It's like, oh fuck, this didn't. Nobody cared beforehand.
Oh, they care. They've always cared. I don't care. But
Like I'm gonna be a fucking force to be reckoned with when I get my shit together. You're gonna see
maybe,
a whole new side of me.
maybe.
Like I've been trapped in the darkness for so long, I have become part of the darkness.
I was
And I'm
molded
rule
by
the
it.
world with an iron fist.
I'm part of the darkness. I was molded by it. Yeah, they do.
Every audience, and you guys, maybe David, so
David sucks. Screw that guy.
he has his moments, but there are definitely some moments where I don't agree.
Good old fish lips.
Yes.
He's okay if I never have to be in front of him. Because let me tell you what, he definitely lost some favor with me every time he tried to get in my face about how, my work ethic. And motherfucker, you are not a manager. I don't have to answer to you.
I don't mind it, honestly. I did help you get it. He and I have enough in common where I don't really get it. But there are sometimes where it's like, okay, David, you and I clearly don't agree on these 4 topics.
Take it down a peg there, Dave boy. Yeah, no, I've definitely lost whatever flavor I had in my mouth from the moment he fucking did that shit to me. I'm like, nope, I'm sorry. You don't tell me how much you think I'm not good at work, or I don't give a fuck. You are not my manager. I'm not meant to impress you. Why?
Once I place that guy, I get to feel here to kill everybody.
Get good, bro.
I'm trying.
Get better at being good, bro.
I'm trying.
I don't think you're trying.
You don't let me play all the time.
Oh, whatever.
You hide my Switch.
Literally all you do is play that damn Zelda game. I'm starting to think you only loved me, married me so that I could buy you a Switch.
Yes, because I was just going to come up with Switches before they were a thing.
Of course you did. Women are witches. They know everything. Here's another challenge. Get the money on get the hands on the money to get the console. You'll forward me the money to get an Xbox X.
Maybe.
Because if you're gonna make that kind of generous donation, I'll absolutely take you up on it.
No.
But the reason why I still do that is it's discovered.
Oh yeah, and everybody, only people way too goddamn much. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I saw some for 12.
It's not a matter of buying, it's a matter of you can't find it anywhere.
Hmm?
Supply is they're all in the scalper's hands.
Well, it's just like we all need to stop. We need to stop fucking, pretending like these scalpers mean something. Like, just stop buying their shit. Stick them with the, 6, 7, 8 fucking systems that costed $800, $500 a piece. Next thing you know, they got $3,000 worth of shit they can't sell, and they have to take a huge cut on just to fucking make any money back. because we pretend like the only way we can get something is through them, and they're going to charge through the nose because they know they can. It's just like if we fucking just go, nope, not buying them from you. Make them sit on all the fucking product they got. Because then they'd have to turn around and sell it to fucking secondhand stores and shit. Take a fucking loss on finances. But no, we make them understand that, you know, we're not going to buy your shit. So now you're stuck. Suddenly shit's about to change, you know?
I still wouldn't be buying it right now. Not only because I don't have the space, even if the space issue was solved. Not a lot of games for it. I mean, there's being sold in movies.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
that's the other reason why I'm
releasing
like, I don't want to
It
get
seems like I've
Xbox
been
X,
trapped
because
in
it's
here
like,
since I was your
why would I
age.
spend,
Oh,
you know, $400 or $500
I
on the system now
remember,
So,
to play the
Mom,
games that I
gotta
have
go.
now?
Your mom's gonna do exclusive meals for dinner. She's asking if there's 6 people, she needs 3 bags total.
Okay. I'll let her know. You know.
I know that Horizon Forbidden West it might be this next summer, or maybe it's the year after that. Looks like a very beautiful game.
Well, of course, it made anything like Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't know if it's Hey,
No, I am not, but I've seen footage of it being played, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There better not be any. But there better not be any enemies up here, because I don't have anything protecting me right now. Where the fuck am I supposed to fly to now? Oh, there. Geronimo! And I hit a wall and died. I literally bounced off the roof and fell to my death, but I got what I went in there for. After 3 fucking attempts at, you know, going through it, I finally got the goddamn dragon I was aiming for. Why they filled that room full of like 7 different fucking enemies? And I'm still over here. Cool.
like the only thing I'm having that boss okay, this boss is getting to know what hits my face. There's one boss in particular that ever, and it didn't seem like it should. And it was basically the same boss as the boss from the Spyro stage, but way more aggressive and hits way harder. And he was very, very fast. And I tracked. It took me like 20 separate times before I was finally able to kick his ass. And I was damn near close to throwing my controller up the wall and punching the wall.
Much like you did anyway.
Yep. And then I finally beat him. I was like, yes!
Well, I just got ate by a sweet potato. I just got ate by a sweet potato. Look up.
Oh. Well, why didn't you just say so?
What, that I got ate by a sweet potato? I literally did. Hey, I saved Zeke. Tell me all about Ezekiel.
Thank you for releasing me.
He looks like a mixture between a fucking raccoon and a dragon. So that warthog just flowed through that dude. And then hit me.
Life's like, no, you're gonna have all this other
You get
shit.
You get nothing.
Just in 35. I'm fucking millionaire. Dennis, come over here.
Dennis, I'm gonna buy some shit. You fucking die, you bitch. You too. You three.
That's all you know.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'll tell people, yeah, fuck artificial.
But I like the art.
Don't like it, then
I like artificial truth. die, you dumb iron bitch. Only 153 more gems and I'll have everything.
One thing I don't like about applying for jobs is that every job seems to require some kind of certification for entry level.
Right.
That's bullshit.
That's another thing I love about Reddit. There's a subreddit called Choosing Beggars. And literally there'll be job postings on there from people who are like, you must have like a bachelor's degree in this and have 20 years experience and they'll pay you like $12 an hour. And the people that'll be respond to it and be like, are you fucking shitting me?
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro. Stamp them out and squish them and squash them.
How about charge them
20
in flavor?
different
We
languages.
are
Like,
dragons
how many
after all.
languages haven't even been around for that long?
Make it work.
Or if it's not that, it's we don't care what degree you have, just as long as you have a degree. So it's like, so having a degree is now a standard as opposed to an achievement.
Right.
That's great, awesome. So you tell me that I don't, if I don't have a degree, I can't get those higher positions?
Yep.
Cool. There was a whole fucking Reddit topic on this one where two people could do the exact same job, and they hit a ceiling once they apply for a manager's position. The ones who have a degree, doesn't matter what it's in, those guys got it. While the other guy didn't. And HR is like, you don't have a degree. Sorry.